I'd like to learn together, Mirza Hashem, today, one statement, very famous statement from the Gemara. The Gemara asks, Haman min Torah minayin. We talk about the Purim story. The Gemara asks the question, Esther min Torah minayin. Where is Esther hinted at in the Torah? From the pasuk that God will surely conceal his face. And there's a lot of Torah on connecting Esther with Hester Punim, with the concealment of God. Haman as well, the Gemara asks, Haman min Torah minayin. Where is Haman hinted at in the Torah? And as Rabbi Tatz notes in World Mass, this question needs some explanation. It's axiomatic that everything is contained in the Torah. Torah is a source for everything. And that's why before a person or object comes into being, there must be genes that code for all the detail of that person or object. These genes must be in the Torah, and the deepest genes of things are in its name. We know the Gra was able to find everyone's name and really everyone's life encoded in the Torah. The root of the word name in Hebrew, Shem, is also Sham there, because there is the final stage of any movement or process. So when the Gemara asks, Haman min Torah minayin, what the Gemara is asking is, what Haman represents must have its root in Torah. If we can locate his name in the Torah, we'll be able to grasp his essence. We'll be locating his spiritual essence. What is the Gemara answer to this question? They go back to the original story of the creation, when Adam and Chava eat of the tree that was forbidden to them. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu challenges them and asks them, Hamin ha'eit, from the tree I told you not to eat, did you eat? And the Torah, as we know, has no vocalization. Hamin, Hey, Mem, Nun, Sofit, is the same letters as Haman. Did you eat from the tree? What does that have to do with Haman? What does Haman have to do with this question that the Creator asks man? The message being conveyed here must be most fundamental, because it's located at the beginning of creation. This is the beginning of sin. What Haman is in the world must somehow be intimately connected with the root of sin itself. And this is the question I'd like to, Mirza Hashem, work together with today to try to understand 4 levels of Haman min Torah minayin. What is the Gemara alluding to when it uses as the pasuk that Haman is hinted at, Hamin ha'etz, from this tree? While we're on this search, we also have to bring ourselves a little bit down into the world of reality and see if we can understand a little bit more deeply the different mitzvos that are connected to the day, whether it's mishloch manos, matanos lavyonim, giving gifts to the poor, giving gifts to one another, the idea of drinking on Purim, ad lo yada, drinking until we don't know the difference between cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai, as well as to be getting a deeper understanding of what is it incumbent upon us to do on Purim. Some of these ideas we've mentioned in the past, others will be new for today, Mirza Hashem. The first of the 4 levels is Rav Schwab, Rav Shimon Schwab from the Washington Heights community, in his Sefer Rav Schwab on prayer. He speaks about there seems to be an emphasis on the notion of tree in the Megillah. In fact, in our Al Nisim, we emphasize this. V'talu oto v'banav alayit. They hung him, Haman, and his sons on the tree. We know, in fact, technically, that Haman was hung on the 16th day of Nisan. His children were killed a year later in the war. But Esther asked that both Haman as well as the sons be hung, one on top of the other, on a tree. In fact, in the famous song, Ma'ot Sur, that we sing after Chanukah Licht, we make mention of this. Rov banav v'kinyanav al ha'etz talita. They were hung on this tree. What is the significance of this tree? So he says the significance of the emphasis of the tree, that Haman works hard to make this large tree to hang Mordechai, and Haman himself is hung on it, is clearly related to Haman mina eitz minayin. Where is Haman found in the Torah? Hamina eitz, from the tree, referring to the tree of the Eitz Hadad, of the tree of good and evil. And Rav Schwab notes the following. He says, what's the connection between Haman and this tree? So he notes in the arrow in 4, the most heinous crimes imaginable is genocide. The murder of an entire class or race of people, men, women, and children. This is the most profound aveira that anyone could even contemplate, as was done by Hitler, Yamach Shemo. And this is indeed what Haman wanted to do. And he notes, conversely, the smallest, slightest aveira, which is almost no aveira at all, was done when Adam and Chava ate of the tree. In fact, when the serpent enticed them, it was what we would call perhaps an aveira lishma, a sin for a higher